was already committed, as we say.
Dennis usually stays wider in that situation, and you're right, he did close quicker. Dawkins fades, bad shot. Mahorn got it back, bangs it up, no. Barkley crashes it home. Rodman and Barkley. Good tackle by Dennis. Good technique there. Barkley smiling. The rim has been bent downward. Good. Thank goodness for collapsible ring. The go-to guy, right? Hersey Hawkins. Crowd wanted an offensive foul. Charles Barkley, as Rodman was knocked down.
Probably should have been a call one way or the other that time.
He's probably their best scorer off the bench. Former Cleveland Cavalier. Charles Barkley takes it and hits it. Barkley, a 60% shooter. Of course, many of his baskets come in the paint on follow-ups and just muscle hoops.
Kept this team from upsetting the New York Knicks in the playoffs. They really fell apart down the stretch as a unit.
Vinnie Johnson fires too strong. Hawkins knocked the rebound to Dawkins. Barkley takes it inside, left-handed scoop. Charles running the floor very well.
That's your courage check right there. Charles Barkley bearing down on you. You can try and take the charge. He's got a good enough body control that he's able to wiggle his way in for shots that you wouldn't think a guy his size could do. It's a big bucket for the Pistons.
8 minutes to play in the half. That's Payne. Bounce speed to Barkley. Sally gives him the shot, and Charles says, thank you very much. Barkley averages 25 points a game. Isiah launches for two. Edwards with the rebound. Goes back inside, and he's hit hard. Barkley and Edwards going chest to chest. And Aguirre yanking at Barkley's jersey. Jake O'Donnell warning Aguirre to keep his cool. O'Donnell terrific in these situations of maintaining composure. Gotta like the way John has been pounding those dunks down over the last half of the season.
He's been a much more effective player.
Barkley crashes inside, left-handed finger roll. He is so quick and so tough down there. Lawrence still on the bench getting a rest. He'll play a lot of minutes in the second half. Barkley bombs away for three. He hit it.
Yeah, out there, you've got to be close enough to at least bother that shot. He's got an awfully long way to go. I'm not sure that was a three-point shot because Chuck Daly is really hot about it. He's up screaming.
Barkley can jump, as we saw earlier on a rejection.
So he takes Sally back with his body and then goes with the left.
This will be an interesting jump ball. Barkley won the doggone thing. Vinnie Johnson in a foot race with a save, but he couldn't keep it in play. And a perfect pass to Edwards. James now with 14 points. Back to a 6-point game. Barkley and Mahorn jostling. Look at this. There's got to be some sort of foul there. Hawkins, a walk as well as a foul. It's on Aguirre. Look at Rodman and Barkley here. Dennis did all but undress him. And then Barkley just throws him around. I mean, a non-contact sport, huh?
A right leg, I think.
Edwards on Mahorn. Double down and a steal by Dawkins. Nice play. Has a choice, goes to Barkley for the dunk.
That's a good strategy. Edwards puts the ball on the floor. If he puts it down more than once, get a guard on him.
You see the free throw difference of 9 for Philadelphia. They lead by 4 on the scoreboard. Dawkins and Hawkins still the backcourt for the Sixers. Poke away Sally. Short shot clock. Charles couldn't get John off his feet, and he somehow buried it. Barkley wanted a foul. He should be thrilled to get the bucket.
That was a great shot, I'm telling you.
Had to change that trajectory over Sally.
Great players make great plays.
Vinny, for the first 3 quarters, was 0 for 6 shooting, and he's hit his last 3. That's that Barkley rainbow. 9:50 to play in the 3rd quarter.
Regarding Johnny Dawkins, he goes left about 95% of the time. You want to take the left hand away from him, make him go to his weakness.
Barkley went to Rock, lost the dribble, got away with it, put it down.
That's a real surprise. Jake O'Donnell right there. There's no question. That's a carry or a walk or a turnover. Philly could do worse than trying to get it to him in the low post.
Ron Anderson, too strong. Ball tapped in by Barkley. Barkley with 29. Barkley and Rodman. Dennis checks it. McGuire doubles. That left Jiminski open. Mike Jiminski from outside the foul line.
That's what the Pistons were hoping to avoid because Philadelphia has such good outside shooters in Jiminski and right now Ron Anderson and Johnny Dawkins. The minute you go to a double team, there is a jump shot available.
Now, no question they've got more at stake than the Pistons do, but still Detroit would love to finish strong here, so no reason to come up flat. Well, not that the Pistons have, but the Sixers have had a little extra life in the legs. Barkley inside. He was banged by Laimbeer, shoved by Rodman. Charles smiles at the Pistons bench. He goes back to the stripe with that typical swagger of his.
That's good position in here if you get a good lead. This is where you have to have the rotation on the defense. Laimbeer comes over, and that's a good foul. He gives him a good shot, sends him to the line.
Laimbeer caught the brunt of that contact.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing. The momentum is on Laimbeer's side. He gives him a good shot at 260 pounds, and Barkley didn't move.
Nope. I don't even think the hairs on his arm moved. Well, the playoffs ought to be magnificent, as always. Barkley just about slams the door. He has 36. It'll be a difficult task as the playoffs will unfold next week. It'll either be Pistons in Cleveland or Pistons and Indiana, but they will host the first two games. We don't know yet when game one is, do we?
No, we'll find that out probably Sunday night.
Rick Mahorn with a see you later kind of jam as Barkley just nailed Laimbeer on the chin with a lefty and now fires another one. Barkley and Laimbeer slammed by, this is ugly. Barkley and Mahorn at the bottom of that. This is really nasty. Edwards and Mahorn, two friends ready to duel.
I'll tell you, you knew this was coming when Barkley swore he was going to fight Laimbeer, and no one did anything about it in the NBA.
Well, some major league fines that have come out of this baby. Hastings and Anderson are trading verbal jabs. Cooler heads have to prevail. This game is well beyond win and loss now. Laimbeer tagged, or I should say Barkley tagged Laimbeer with a left. Didn't seem to hit him that hard. Billy didn't seem to flinch about it, but he had to go after him.
Oh, you have no choice. And as we say, Barkley's been threatening to do this for a long, long time. And I don't know of any censure or anything that there has been on him. And so he had his opportunity this time.
Laimbeer's left eye is bloodied.
Well, it already was, in all fairness.
But it's been re-injured. Billy wearing a smile and getting some playful jabs from his teammates for hanging in there with Barkley. That means a lot to the rest of the guys to his team. But certainly some fines will be assessed when the league office gets a look at this tape tomorrow. And I would imagine Barkley will get hit with a $5,000 fine or so. Laimbeer walks off the floor to some cheers and jeers from the Sixers. Now more trouble. They better get him out of there. This is like a hockey game. Edwards and Rodman trying to refuel things here. Referees have their hands full. Some yeehaws on the floor taking pictures. And now the Sixers heading down the tunnel. Oh my, this is really nasty. They're going to have to get the security forces going. The entire Philadelphia bench just went down the tunnel, and gosh knows what's happening down there.
Ought to just call off the game, Fred.
14 seconds left. Wow. I don't recall ever seeing this in an NBA game. It just exploded.
Well, you can't see too much there at home. Right now, they're just trying to separate the teams. You get a look at it right there as Barkley heads down the tunnel. A couple of the Philadelphia players coming back on the floor right now. Well, this is going to be, you talked about a setup for the playoffs if it comes. It's going to be a wild one.
And as you say, that's exactly when somebody can get hurt.
There was a hard foul. And then here you see the contact begin.
Laimbeer came over.
There's your sucker punch from Barkley.
Yeah, caught him twice. Laimbeer with an uppercut in there as the crowd's getting a look at it on the scoreboard.
Here's where it gets dangerous, right in here. When people are down on the floor, because a punch can come from any place. And if you're on the bottom of the stack.
So that carries an automatic fine of $500 a pop. But Barkley certainly will get more. So will Laimbeer. 107-97. And Philadelphia celebrates its first divisional title in 7 years. And perhaps they will meet again in the merry, merry month of May. Wow. 107-97, the final score. We'll be back to wrap it up after this timeout.